In this video we are going to see how to create new personalized macros in the various ways. The first way is to do with the right button in the empty part of the container. Create new macro with wizard. Here we have a section and a subsection. Selecting the section. We have the various subsections, so we can see that in color page we have these commands. In edit page we have these commands. As the software is updated, new commands are always added based on your needs. Once the section is selected, then the command is selected. Then we enter the various parameters related to the command selected. The macro can also be created from here. Or on a button, create a macro with wizard. As regards the various commands, they will be then made command by command the various video tutorials. Let's now simply create a macro that, for example, opens a shortcut of DaVinci Resolve. Change clip speed, select. Save. Let's see the various options for this macro. This is the name of the macro. When a macro already exists, a sequential name is given. This is the label. The label is practically what the text displayed on the button is. So for example, change clip speed. We can modify the height and width of this button. We can apply an icon or remove it. And we can go and select a different color, taking it from predefined styles. Then here we have an option that tells us that at the end of the macro the mouse returns to where it was launched. This option is generally when you use macros that use commands for the mouse. It is convenient not to keep it off. This option indicates to the software not to check if DaVinci Resolve is running. Therefore by default, and this option minimizes Magic Automa during the execution of the macro. It does not show up. But if we see that it is necessary for Magic Automa to be minimized during the execution of the macro, we enable this option. This field is used to enter a vocal command associated with this macro. If I want this macro to be executed through a vocal command, I have to give it a vocal command. For example, change clip speed. From this moment on, the moment I say magic change clip speed, this macro will be executed. Then here I have the assigned key. I can associate a function key that is not associated. For example, if I do F2, from this moment this macro can be launched. It can be executed with the F2 key. Pressing the F2 key I run this macro. Here with cancel assigned key I do not assign anything to this. I no longer assign this key. In this white space, in this space, there is all the list of instructions that are executed in this macro. With a new command I enter another command. For example, if after opening the clip speed I want a text to be entered. 50 save. And then with move down and move up I move the position of the various rows of the command. Here I can try the macro with test macro and change the pause between one row and the other. I can pause between one row and the other or modify it. Also here I have this test macro button. In order not to exit the macro modification, I click on test macro and the test of the macro is executed. However, it is executed in debug mode. We apply You have seen that the macro has been created with the new graphics aspects and the various combinations, the various attributes that we have given to the macro. Right-click, we can modify the macro. We can clone it. We can give a vocal command. We have already given it change clip speed, or modify it. We can say if we want to see it on the tablet, if I click on View on Tablet. Yes, we go to the tablet, and from this moment on the tablet the macro that we have created is visible. We can protect it so that the content of this macro is not visible to those who have created with this mail. We can protect it or unprotect it, delete it, add it to the favorites. We add it to the favorites. If we call the favorites panel, from this moment on I can use this macro also through the favorites panel. We can add it to the transport keys, which are these. For the customization of the macros, that's all.